All right, guys, welcome to another live review, and I think this is actually live review 24 now, and something of an impromptu live review because I actually wasn't expected to do one of these for a while, to be honest. But obviously, when I did my little bit of an unboxing, Dean left a comment saying that he had one of the beers from this brewery, and I thought might as well. It's first experience for both of us. So be interested to see how that goes on. So, of course, the brewery that we're talking about today is a Leeds-based brewery. And let's see how I can do this. So we can have a quick look at the brewery itself on Untapped when it wants to work for me. Here we go. So I don't know how well you can see that. I don't know why. Is that showing as flipped?
Yeah, I can see it perfectly normal.
Oh, okay, nice. It was just showing like reversed for a second then. But yeah, so these guys are from Leeds in West Yorkshire, and there's no good breweries in Yorkshire. No good breweries at all. But yeah, and apparently these guys are quite new. Came onto the scene roughly around 2015, according to Untapped, and they have 50 beers. So let's see. Which one have you got? So what beer did you pick up from these guys?
I've got the outside the box Mandarin IPA.
Oh, very nice. And there's the particulars about outside the box. It says it's an English style IPA. I won't read the actual tasting notes, but yeah, added on the 11th of the 2nd, 2016. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. And 5.7% ABV. So where did you manage to pick up yours from?
I got this from a guy on a market store. I tried to get his particulars, see if he had any cards and whatnot, and he didn't have any information. But he's got an online bottle shop around the Oxfordshire area. I think it's more Oxford way than Banbury where I am. And he just thought, I think it was like a 20 quid hitch for the day, and he had overstock, and he just wanted to try it out. I went down there in the morning. I bought 3 beers from him. They were £1.50 each, so you know.
Oh, very nice.
If it's middle of the road, it's for £1.50. It's not bad, is it really?
Yeah, you can't complain. The one I picked up was a little bit more expensive than that, and the one that I've got is called Opaque Reality, and a more recent one, which I'd imagine was when the whole haze craze started to kick off. And this is classed as an IPA milkshake style, which I think is one of Paul's favourite styles. Not sure. I know it's got obviously got the lactose in, but when you're defining beers to that level, is there really that much of a difference between that and like a New England IPA? I mean, we'll find out when we try it, but
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like the whole milkshake thing is just a way for breweries to try and look a bit more like fresh with those beers.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that, mate. To be honest, if I saw a can and it had milkshake IPA written on it, then I'd say yeah, it's a New England IPA, isn't it? That's just playing on. Yeah, I suppose it's the latest sort of trend, isn't it? Let's dress it up and put milkshake on the can.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever.
Oh no, definitely not. I'm rarely enjoying this sort of style. There are some days where I'm like, oh, I don't need it all the time, but when you have a good one, really nothing comes close most of the time. But yeah, so let's turn that off. be good if they had a more like efficient way to actually deal with like the whole screen sharing and stuff like that. But oh well, I'm sure I'll work it out at some point. But yeah, cool looking artwork on both cans.
Nice.
With that sort of like, again, another thing that's a little bit of a trend is to have just like a pattern in the background.
Mm. Yeah,
But,
I like the brewery logo as well. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be a good t-shirt. Not that I need any more beer t-shirts, but
You can never have enough craft beer t-shirts, mate. I'm
that's
starting
true.
to get a bit obsessed with it now.
Yeah, it's like
Back glasses.
yeah. I could slow down on the glasses for a little bit and just concentrate on the t-shirts. But I've like got a new policy now. If I visit like a specific brewery or like a tap room and they've got like clothes and stuff from the brewery itself, I'll be like, yeah, I'll buy a t-shirt and I'll buy a glass.
Yeah,
So I'll probably live to regret that. But yeah, mine doesn't actually have a best before date on it, so it could be old as fuck.
I've got 3rd of the 12th, 18.
Okay. So I'd imagine mine could be roughly around that because I did pick it up. Mine was like about £4 actually from Wigan Central, which actually for a bar, it's not too bad, I suppose. But yeah, as soon as I saw that it was a mango and passion fruit milkshake IPA, I was just like,
Yeah,
I had to pick it up. Yeah. But yeah, 5.9%. Don't need to read the particulars because you'll be able to see that when we go through the scores and stuff. But yeah, I'm ready to open mine because I'm proper in the mood for a beer.
Let's go for it. Lively.
Mine's not too bad. There we go, just dunk it all in. Well, I'll tell you what, that is like fish food in mine. So many clumps. Because it was like pouring really quite clear, and I was expecting a little bit of haze when it was all in there, but yeah,
Mine's just like fucking metal.
Jesus. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but let me give it a swell. See if we can get that. There's like little tiny bits and bobs. And then some like proper corkers in there. I'd show you the bottom. Well, there we go. You could see that. That's like, it's just like a dirty glass. Jesus. But yeah, that's definitely hazed up a bit. And it's got that sort of like smoothie look to it on mine.
Mine's just slightly hazy, nothing like yours, mate. A golden colour to it. Got loads of carbonation in mine. It's absolutely roaring in this glass.
Yeah, same here actually. But it's quite hard to see on my camera. But yeah, the head's died down quite quickly on mine. Got about
very slow.
2 fingers worth of a slightly off-white head. But yeah, that's hazy. It's murky. It's what I was expecting with mine. But yeah, yours looks more like an English style IPA.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a lovely, even sort of from this distance, I'm getting a lovely, as it says on the thingy, mandarin. I am getting a lovely mandarin sort of whiff from it, even through that massive head.
Yeah, same here. Well, it looks good. Give it a bit of a sniff. Definitely getting the fruit in mine. Especially that mango. It's a little bit of...
Mine's just like the tin mandarins. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, nice. So it's actually brewed with actual mandarins.
Take a break from the norm and drink outside the box with this mega fruity IPA, English malts and hops in a blend with a huge dose of juicy mandarins. Considering good luck during Chinese New Year, we'll have you believing all the luck has come at once. Water, malt, oats, hops, yeast, and dextrose.
Yeah, it doesn't give the actual fruits on mine either, but it says that it's a mango and passion fruit milkshake IPA. And I do get that like nice soft mango aroma, but there's also like this slightly tart passion fruit tone coming through. It smells really good, actually.
Yeah. Shall we dive in?
Yes, we certainly shall.
Cheers,
Cheers,
buddy.
mate. That's quite interesting, actually. Not what I was expecting.
I don't know about this one, mate.
I'm getting a lot of like tart, puckering passion fruit in this one. It's almost like dominating the rest of the flavors.
This is. Let me just have a look. Hold on. It's got a bit of a floral thing in there.
Yeah, I'm getting that in mine as well.
Like an orangey sort of perfume sort of taste to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting almost like a slight medicinal flavor in mine.
I mean, it smells really nice. It smells really sort of punchy. The mandarin, like tin mandarins, it's got a really nice syrupy orangey sort of smell to it. But taste-wise, it's a bit, I don't know, floral, perfume almost.
Yeah, mine's very dry. And again, I think it's coming from that passion fruit. And it seems to build up on the back end, and it leaves quite a strong aftertaste. And I'm not too sure if I am a big fan of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not that keen on it, mate. To be honest. I'm glad I only paid £1.50, mate, not £4 like you did.
Oh yeah. I'm just going to say this now. It's not bad, but it's not a £4 to £5 beer. And I don't know. There's a really harsh green edge to mine as well. But then it's got like that sort of like, what are those pills, like Alka-Seltzer, sort of like fizzy bitterness on the back end. It's like someone's dissolved like a fruity sort of like pill.
It smells really, really good. I can't knock it on the smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them sort of inviting orangey whiffs. Beautiful. But you know, it taste wise, it falls down for me big time. Maybe synthetic orange coming through, and it's very sort of washing up liquidy sort of. It just doesn't taste right to me.
No, there's something a little bit off about my can as well. I mean, I'll happily drink the rest of it. It's not a drain pour, or I'm not going to water the garden with it or anything like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd go out my way to pick up another can of that, to be honest.
No, definitely stay clear of my one. It's just a shame. I always feel a bit sort of bad when I'm trying a new brewery for the first time, and it doesn't sort of like kind of tee off properly. Although
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I ever do see another beer from the range, then I may take a gamble on it if the price is right. But it's just how it is, isn't it? I'm not going to make anything up. It's not a beer I'm keen on.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing to like get angry about or anything like that. Not that people should get angry, but at the same time, it's quite disappointing. And I was going to say, I don't know if it's down to me, like building up this sort of hype for the beer because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
There's just something missing from it, and I think personally that the passion fruit is just a bit too much in this beer. Because the longer it sits after drinking it, the stronger that slight tartness. I mean, from my very limited experience with passion fruit, it's always been in a beer, like sort of these like sour sort of tart IPAs. But this, it's just a bit too much to the point where it's getting quite medicine-y.
Yeah, I can sort of relate to that with my beer on that back end. It's like a funny bitterness to it as well.
Yeah.
Mixed in that sort of flower. It's like floral. It's like you walk into a florist and you get that smell, and then if you could translate it into the palate, that's what you probably get taste wise. It's ever so weird. Yeah.
Definitely.
What's the mouthfeel like on yours? That milkshake vibe. Has got a nice mouthfeel to it.
It's got a nice bold body, but I don't know. It gets this like slight harsh carbonation coming through at a weird point because it goes in smooth, but then it just, I don't know. It's weird. It's harsh. There's a real harshness to my beer.
I mean, mine's 62 IBUs.
Mine's 42. And it tastes a bit more than that, actually.
Yeah, I'd probably say mine tastes more than 62, and that's sort of reasonably high-ish, I suppose, you know, depending on how you tackle a bitterness in a beer, but it's coming across a little bit more than 62 for me, but it's the right old mismatch of oddness, really.
And I don't think it's got anything to do with how old the beer is, because I'm not getting any sort of like muted flavors or like extra maltiness that you would expect from an older IPA. In fact, I think this could actually be a fairly recent can. But at the same time, there's just something off about it. It's not just like a hop burn.
Yeah.
There's just, and by the sounds of it, it's got similar sort of negative characteristics to the one that you're drinking. So it could be just, yeah, it could be the yeast that they're using or something like that, the way the beer is conditioned, or
yeah, I mean, it's slightly disappointing that it's a craft brewery, especially coming from Leeds, you know, a great pedigree of an area for making craft beer, and it goes along the lines of water, malt, oats, hops, yeast, and dextrose. Do you know what I mean? There's no sort of breakdown of what hops are in it, which I find a bit sort of, bit of a corner cutter for me, considering where they're from, and the competition they're up against in that area, especially.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yes, a bit miffed by that, to be honest. Yeah. Score for you then, buddy. What would you go on yours?
All right then. So, I'd probably give this. See, that's the thing. It's not like an awful, undrinkable beer, but at the same time, it's slightly worse than average beer, if that makes sense. So, it might sound a little bit low, but I'd give this something like a 4.5 out of 10. Just because, first of all, it doesn't really do much for me anyway, from the positive aspects of it. But because it just doesn't taste right, and I'm not too sure if it's a fault or if it's just the passion fruit. So that's, again, it's am I being too harsh? Because passion fruit is a very specific sort of flavour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah,
I think with passion fruit mango in your one, that it would. I mean, you said before you've come across that before with other sort of IPAs, and it sits quite nicely within that style. I can't see it being, out of kilter by having passion fruit. Yeah. I don't think it is that. I don't know. I wouldn't put it down to that myself.
No, I just think it needs a bit of work doing to it, because you've got the basis of what should be a really good beer. You've got the milk in there. Well, it's the dextrose that they've used, so they've got the body. It's just that carbonation. I think it could be down to the conditioning, which it happens. Not all breweries can. I mean, they've only been going for 2 years. Well, not 2, 3 years, I should say, or approaching 3 years.
Sometimes the crap does slip through the net, doesn't it? And it happens.
I mean, for all we know, the next beer we each pick up from them could be absolutely mind blowing. And I'd like to take that risk. I'd like to give them, another chance, or try a few of their beers, maybe see how they do with like the darker sort of beers and that sort of stuff. So even though it's a low score, I'm not going to completely write them off.
No, but, I'd give mine about a 5 out of 10. I'd go, 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the what Untapped thinks of the beers. But before we do that, I'll just read the comments. So we've got a few comments from Paul. He says, "Enjoy 10 more for me, guys. Cheers." Don't know if I'll be doing 10 beers tonight, but thank you for the incentive. And then he says, "Fish food for days." Yeah, those are some big clumps in there. And then we've got Terry from Terry's Quick Beer Reviews. He says, "Hello, guys. How you doing, Terry? Always a pleasure." And then Paul says, "Hello," asks how he is. And then Terry replies, "Things are fine with me, mate. Hope you're well and enjoying your beers." And always good to see Terry in the comments. And of course, Paul. Not going to leave him out.
Yeah, good old Paul.
But let's see what people think of the brewery and the beers. So let's get this sorted again. All right then. So Wylde Child themselves seem to get a 3.77 out of 5 from 8,669 reviews, which isn't too bad.
No.
So then we go on to the Opaque Reality, which is given a 4.01 out of 5 from 1,191 ratings. I mean, I could have just been unlucky and got a naff can. Yeah, that happens every now and then. But that's quite a good score, actually, for a beer. And then we've got the Outside the Box, which only 560 ratings and does slightly worse with 3.51 bottle caps out of 5. Which, again, a little bit more generous than what we've discovered. But again, it could just be down to a bad batch or plenty of things. But like we were saying, we're not going to write them off straight away.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. It is a shame. Like I said it before, it is a shame when you're trying a new brew for the first time. It don't quite go to plan. But it doesn't stop me from wanting to go out and try some more beers from them. And if I ever come across them, then I'll pick a few up by all means. No problem with that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if anyone watching this, it's uploaded and you've tried a few of their beers, I'm open to recommendations, and maybe at some point we could do a revisit. I hope to get maybe a couple of beers, same beers, give them another try. See how it goes to maybe a few months down the line. But yeah, so if anybody's had a much better experience with Wylde Child, then feel free to share your thoughts and opinions. And if you've tried both of the beers that we've done tonight, then of course, always interested to hear what you guys have got to say. But yeah, any closing thoughts before we finish, Gene? Any Yorkshire-based breweries that you're a big fan of at the moment?
Northern Monk. I had one of their beers the other day. Their porter. That was pretty glorious, that was.
Which porter was that? Was that one of the like mocha porters that they do?
Yeah, mocha, yeah. The Northern Star mocha porter, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I got that in my my last beer box from Beer 52.
Yeah, Beer 52, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out there.
That was
I was quite happy with it.
Good porter. Didn't review it though, just drank it, and I'm enjoying breaking this habit of every beer that I've bought, I have to review.
Yeah.
Not that obviously I enjoyed the beer more, but it's just nice to just be able to sit, get this beer that you've got. It's the way it should be, really, I suppose.
Definitely. I don't think you know. It's always nice to get a new beer and turn a can on and give it a bash. That's fine. But yeah, there's something about going to a bottle shop, buying a few beers that you haven't had before, and just thinking, no, I'm just going to sit in the Italian drink it like a normal bloke. You don't have to necessarily get on camera to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
I found before that I was buying like sort of, bottles of the bitter out the local off license and just drinking them, and I wasn't reviewing. But now, I'll get a few crap beers and not review them.
Yeah, it's crazy now that for beers just to drink, you'll buy the ones that they're just like simple, just no thought about it. You always like subconsciously pick like the slightly, I don't know, like lesser beers just to enjoy, and it shouldn't be about that. It should be if you paid like 10-20 quid for an Imperial Stout, I can't imagine there's anything better than just thinking, fuck it, I'm going to open it tonight. Don't need to worry about turning that camera on. Don't need to worry about getting interrupted or having to upload the video. It's just, I'm just going to drink this monster of a beer. Just have a good time.
Yeah, that's what it's all about sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm completely with you on Northern Monk. Their patrons project stuff is just, it's probably
just keep going on and on and on as well.
Yeah, that stuff that they're brewing under the patrons project for me is the best stuff that they're doing at the moment. I think the only one that I wasn't a big fan of was the collaboration with Stillwater, which was the peanut butter and jelly brown ale.
Never had the pleasure of that one.
It just brown ale, American style brown ales don't really do much for me anyway. And there's just when you hear peanut butter and jelly, I think there's only so much you can do within that sort of, this is what we're going for, but it just didn't really do much for me. But Infinity Vortex is probably at this point my favorite beer of the year that they've done. I don't know if you got to try that one.
No, it was, what was the collab with that?
I think that was with, oh my god, what's that New York brewery who does all like the super hype IPAs? It's not Tired Hands. I don't know why I'm saying Tired Hands. Oh my god, I can't remember what they're called. They did quite a few collaborations this year with UK breweries.
KCBC?
I don't think so. That might have been done with them actually. Yeah, because I think it was like 3 breweries. There was Northern Monk. Yeah, the County Brewers, like little organisation they've got, and it's going to bug the shit out of me now. But yeah, I think they were like even at like a Hop City, and they've been at a few of the UK craft beer festivals. This is where you need people like Rob.
Yeah, it just straight away.
Just like, oh, you mean that? Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, even when we were in Huddersfield like last weekend, the beer's been out for ages, but it's still on keg. We were drinking it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is still amazing. It just wasn't over the top or anything like that. It was just bang on. But yeah, most of the patrons project I've found have just been absolutely awesome beers.
Even though it was only an adjunct lager, the adjunct lager that we did with the like monster's face on it or something like that, it was, I don't know what we got that off. Was it like the Turtles? Was it something like that? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I think so. Yeah. I know what that. I know that one is. That was a good beer as well. I think they pulled that off really nicely.
Yeah, it was pretty good for an American lager. I thought it was all right. Great series.
Oh yeah, and Magic Rock as well. That Highwire grapefruit. For that one day in Huddersfield with Rob and I mean, you've got access to all these like really amazing beers, but it was just, I think I drank more of the Highwire grapefruit than anything else because it's just an absolutely gorgeous pale ale.
That's right up your street, though, isn't it? That it's got grapefruit on the can. You're stuck into that.
I mean, the Schufferhofer grapefruit on tap as well. It was like, I could just drink that all day. Yeah, you can pay, £6 for a third of that, but I'll just have a pint of this for like £3. That'll do me fine.
I tried that for the first time about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was in Beer Gonzo. I saw it like up on their website loads of times, but never sort of like, it never took me fancy. And then I thought, well, I'm quite getting into Radlers. I went through a little bit of a stage of drinking them when we had that hot spell, and I saw it in there, and I thought, yeah, I'll get a can of it. And I didn't review it. I just sat in the garden with it and chilled out, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'd love to see like a UK craft brew try and just just copy it. Just copy it, label it slightly differently. Just do a really, because it's really quite a juicy, chewy beer, especially in this like day and age where it's all about like the chewy, fruity New England.
Yeah.
Like I said,
2% or something like that, is it?
yeah, like 2.5% or something ridiculous like that, and you could just drink it like it's actual grapefruit juice. It's ridiculously good. But yeah, Leeds is just one of the best beer places in general. And I mean, I've only been there once to Huddersfield, and it was awesome. I mean, obviously the company was great as well, but just the beers that are on show, I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, Wylde Child not there yet for me personally. But that's only going off one beer, so it means really nothing when you think about it. It's just one beer. You can't judge them too hard.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll see if we've got any comments, and then I'll end this show now. Nope. So a massive thank you once again to both Terry and Paul, and of course anybody who comments on this once it has been uploaded to YouTube as a video. And yeah, massive thank you for Dee for joining me pretty much last minute. It was just this afternoon. I said, would you be interested in doing a live review? And then I was gone for about 5 hours before I responded at what time. But
I did guess that you'd gone to work. I thought,
yes. Although I am terrible at getting back to people. Doesn't matter if it's comments or messages or texts.
I keep saying I need to work on my reply back to comments on YouTube. I'm fucking diabolical with that.
Yeah.
I will work on it one day.
And then you get to the point where, you know what, I'm going to spend about an hour or so going through the comments. About 10 minutes after, you're like, I'll come back to it later, but you just don't end up doing it, and then more beer reviews get uploaded, and then.
Someone left a comment the other day on a video I did about a year ago, and I happened to have my phone in my hand when the notification come through. So I scrolled down it and clicked on it, and it just sort of great review and all that. And there was like really 6 messages from other people, and I hadn't replied to them, so I just hearted them all. I thought, I'm not going to stop. It's like a year old, but just some slip through the net, don't they? When you just forget. I'll reply back to that in a bit, and you forget all about it.
Yeah, but thankfully we've got good viewers who are really patient and keep coming back, giving their thoughts spin. So do really appreciate that, and of course doing these live reviews as well. It's what it's all about. So yeah, a little bit of a short and sweet episode, something a little bit different. We'll probably do more of these sort of styles in the future, play around with the format, maybe a bit more professional with the whole showing the beer on Untapped and stuff, seeing what other people think. And yeah, thank you once again to Dean for joining me. And of course, thank you to all for watching this. And yeah, look out for live review 25, and I'm sure we'll have something good in store for that. All right then, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll both see you later. Cheers.